despite the because we have done the proper matching as well as the water supply and water demand management. So there are two levels. One is water supply management and the other is water demand management. And we are trying to further increase what the water supply management is, of course, the new Empangan, the new Mengkuang Dam. That's water supply management. The other one, we talk about water demand management, is of course not only from projects, increase in population, but also wastage. You know, I will say this many times that we waste too much more water because the water is just too cheap. We are 350% less than Johor. Johor charges 1 ringgit and 5 cents. 1 ringgit and 10 cents a day. 110. We charge only 31. So that's a world of difference. And because of that, people of Penang tends to waste water. So we must also be able to manage water demand. And we want to further increase water supply by getting the 2 billion ringgit Sungai Krian water transfer project from Perak. And that was supposed to be undertaken by the federal government when we signed the water access migration agreement. But so far, we are still waiting for them to fulfill their promise. And you know what was the excuse now? When they didn't want to approve the project, they said, number one, our water is too cheap. And number two, this causes Penang to waste water. That's why you got the highest water consumption rates. Because our water is too cheap. Sell water too cheap also get blamed. So that's used as an excuse that our water rates are too low. And because we waste too much water, if we cut down on water supply, we extend by at least 50%. Which is true lah. You know, average is around 230. We are 302. So if you go back to the national average, you can actually save 50%. That means you can extend your dam by 50%. That's a lot of difference. So that's why we keep on urging the people of Penang to conserve water, cut down water wastage. No, actually, no, they refuse to carry out. Yes, I agree. Our water can last for the next 10 years, no problem. Until 2025, no problem. Maybe even beyond 2025. But we must plan ahead. I know I won't be around in 2035. But that doesn't mean we do not plan ahead, because we must plan for our children. Just like the tunnel. The tunnel, when it's finished by 2025, 2026, I won't be around. But that doesn't mean we don't build it. The next 10 to 15 years, no problem. But after that, how? And you must secure the project now, because it's cheaper to do it now than in the future. Even you buy water from Perak, it's cheaper now than to buy in the future. Even though you're just buying raw water. We are going to buy from Perak. Buy raw water from Perak. But that project is supposed to be undertaken by the federal government when we signed the water access migration agreement. That was in 2012. No, 2011. 2012. During that time. Make sure that the federal government fulfill their promise. But you know lah, it's just like 那个壁佛跳墙啊, you know, when you come down to it, you have to find alternatives. The alternatives will be there. But it's going to be costly lah. It's going to be costly. 我们不要逼迫跳墙啊，所以it's something that we are not considering at the moment. We are still asking this federal government to fulfill their promise, because that's what they committed themselves to when we signed the water access migration agreement, and they are supposed to do it. All federal projects, when we sign the agreement, must be carried out by them, relating to supply of water, raw water supply. They are supposed to be responsible. So we hope that they will keep their part of the bargain, or else we wonder whether they will also keep their part of the bargain when they sign the MOU with Selangor. So make sure they keep their part of the bargain with Penang, or else how are we sure that you will keep your part of the bargain when you sign your water agreement MOU with Selangor? Let's hope that this one is janji ditepati.